guys. Hi. How are we feeling this morning? Feeling good? We excited? It's Super Bowl week. Let's get really loud. All right. My name is Haley Elwood. I'm an NFL reporter and host, and I'm so excited to welcome all of you to our very special Character Playbook Speaker Series in honor of Super Bowl 59. Let's give it up. Woo! So before we get started, we have a couple thank yous. So huge thank you to the NFL Foundation, the New Orleans Saints, and EverFi. And also thank you to you guys. Thanks for Bricolage Academy for having us out today. And a very, very, very special thanks to your principal. Awesome. Miss Meehan Draper for making this possible. So once again, big round of applause, everyone. So today, we're all here to discuss the themes that students have had an opportunity to learn in Character Playbook, which is about building healthy relationships and understanding mental wellness. And the NFL Foundation started supporting this back in 2016. But this year, we hit a very, very, very special super milestone. And we are celebrating that throughout the school year, we have been able to reach more than 3 million students, which is truly, truly, truly amazing nationwide. So huge thank you once again to the NFL Foundation for providing this education and these moments to make today possible. So here we go. This is why we are here today. We are here to dive into a discussion about building healthy relationships and the power of positive affirmation. So we're going to start with a couple questions. Who here is a New Orleans Saints fan? Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Great show of hands. Yes, perfect. On stage as well. And we also have virtual friends joining us. So for those who are joining us, let's give a wave to the camera. And for those of you who are joining us virtually, put in the chat. Tell us who you are supporting throughout the NFL season. If you're a Saints fan, maybe an Eagles fan, maybe a Chiefs fan, let us know. Patriots, all right. So now that we're going to talk about building healthy relationships, because just like Saints players on a team, you guys are all on this sort of team that we call life. So I'm going to kind of pose a question. Feel free to raise your hand if you want to answer. But what does it mean to some of you to be a good friend? Yeah. That's a phenomenal answer. That was amazing. Thank you so much. What was your name? Jalen, you are awesome. Yes. What about you? Yeah, absolutely. What was your name? Drew, thank you so much for that. Okay, what about you? Yes. Yeah, that was great. What was your name? Awesome. Thank you. Let's go over here really quick to my friends on this side of the room. Anyone want to talk about what being a good friend means to them? Yes. Supporting your friends through anything? Yeah, absolutely. Anyone else on this side? I'm going back over here, going once, going twice. Yes. That's great. Absolutely. We've talked about listening. We've talked about sort of emulating, maybe thinking about what your friend might be going through. Yes. Absolutely. Helping your friend is great. All right. Couple more on this side, and then we will introduce our fantastic panel who is with us today. Yes. I love the respect. We've heard that a couple times. Having respect for your friend is really, really great. Yes. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. One more from the side. Yep. I think that's great. So we heard a lot of the same common themes, right? Listening, respecting, thinking about what they may be going through. And those are all awesome themes that we're also learning through the Character Playbook and understanding mental wellness courses as well. So now let's meet our panel. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys up here before we get our conversation started. We will start down there at the very end of the line. Just tell us who you are, who you work for or play for, and maybe one person in your life who's inspired you.
Easy. All right. So my name is Elisha Broussard Sheridan. Everyone calls me Lish. I'm seeing some familiar faces in this crowd too. And I'm the Vice President of Community Relations and Youth Sports Development for the Saints. So I believe some of you have participated in some of the camps that we've had, having some of our players come over and talk to y'all about some really important issues, the importance of earning a good education, being able to read, and certainly being an individual who has integrity and has good character and does a great job of practicing those traits. So I've been with the Saints 22, just finished up my 22nd season. So looking forward to seeing some of y'all next school year, and maybe we'll get Alante to come on during this off-season time too. So great to be here. Oh, I'm sorry. And the person, I cannot just say one person that inspires me. Super easy. It's my parents and my brothers, actually. They've really set a great standard for me. I think about the things that I'm doing now as a profession, and these are some of the things that they have instilled in me as a child. Being able to help others, I heard, being able to be empathetic to other situations. And number one, I loved my student over here with the tiger hat. Nice. Really being an individual too, they've taught to just call it out. If something is wrong and somebody's doing the wrong thing, don't be afraid to speak on that and call it out just because that's your friend. Certainly we like to surround ourselves sometimes with like-minded folks, but you need that 100% friend that's there that will 100% tell you when you are doing something wrong, and not just say it because it's something that you want to hear. So although it is not one individual, it is definitely my parents and my brothers that have kind of shaped me to follow some of the same things that y'all have shared.
Thank you, Lish.
How y'all doing? My name is Alante Taylor. I play cornerback for the New Orleans Saints. I just finished my third. I just finished my third year, so I'm going on my fourth season. So super blessed to continue to play and stay healthy. One person that motivates me, kind of like Lish, I can't say one person. I'll just say it's all of my sisters. I'm the only boy, and so I just want to be the best role model for them, and I just want to be able to show them and teach them how a man's supposed to treat them, but also know that they always have big bro to look up to, or a little bro, because I have an older sister and I have two nieces as well. So surrounded by women, and I just want to make sure that I push them and motivate them in every aspect and every way of life.
Oh. First, I got to say thank y'all. Thank y'all for having us. My name is Usama Young. I played 8 seasons in the NFL. I was fortunate to get drafted to New Orleans Saints and win a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints.
You show the jewelry off here. Usama, show the hardware off right here.
I bring out the bling every Super Bowl week.
Yeah.
I also have a hard time just mentioning one person, but I will follow instructions today. My high school football coach. My high school football coach pushed me like no other. He encouraged me, but at the same time, he told me when I was slacking. And I tried not to slack, but I tried to push through the pain. Anytime I wanted to quit, he was like, no, man, I'm not going to let you. And he constantly urged me to not give up, to push through. And he's a huge part or huge reason why I'm here. And that's Coach Crawford. So if he does end up seeing this, he'll get that shout out.
Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Abigail and I'm a member of the Saints cheer crew. This is my first season as a cheerleader for the Saints, hopeful for a second next year. People that support me would be all 55 of my teammates. I know we're only supposed to say one, but we are a team, so we really do consider ourselves one. And they all motivate me not only to be a harder worker and a better dancer and cheerleader and performer, but also a better person. So.
Hi, y'all. Work at school or not, like, treating people the way I want to be treated and holding myself and my friends as well accountable. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, just tell us who you are, your name, and maybe what grade you're in, and then who's inspired you.
My name is Gia Jackson. I'm a captain of the dance team here at Bricolage.
Love it.
And I represent the 7th grade, and one person who inspires me is my mom and my sisters, because those are some people who I can lean on through rough times, and they encourage me to do things.
Thank you so much, Gia. And last but not least.
My name is Gabriel White. I represent Bricolage, and some person who I look up to is my mom, because she always gonna be there for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gabe. Thanks, guys. I love that we had just a variety of inspirational people, from teachers to coaches to parents, family members, dance team members. All of it is so awesome. All right, so let's get this conversation started. The first question I'm going to pose to Alante and Osama. So we talk about building healthy relationships. What does a positive, healthy relationship look like to you guys?
I would say a healthy relationship would be a relationship that has open communication, a relationship that can go both ways, right? Like, I can communicate with you and you can communicate with me, and we have this relationship to where we talk about the hard things, right? So if I want to come to you with something that may, in a way, I guess, could be criticism, right? Or I can come at you in a certain way, in a certain light, and you know that I'm not trying to belittle you. I'm not trying to push you lower and lower, but I'm just trying to make you a better person. So I think just open communication would be the healthy side of a relationship. And what was the first part?
How can you be, I'm sorry, that's pretty much it. Just like, what does it look like to you?
Okay, yeah.
So you nailed it.
Yes, I definitely nailed it. When it comes to communication, that's key. The other aspect that I think about in terms of a healthy relationship is one that uplifts, encourages, but also holds one another accountable. I want to always be in a place where I can tell the other person, hey, you're doing a good job. Hey, keep up the good work. But then on the other end, I want to tell them when, you know what, you're not reaching your full potential. You could do better. Hey, that's not right. And at you all's age, you know what's right and wrong. And when your friend is doing something wrong, if it's a healthy relationship, you're able to tell that friend, hey, you can't do that. And they're not going to get mad at you. You're going to understand it. It might be a tough conversation, but in that healthy relationship, you're able to take that and lean on it for future communication so that your friend's not going to let you stray too far off track.
I think both of those options are really great. And actually, some of the themes that we talked about that you guys even know of is sometimes being a friend. Yeah, you want to be there and talk about good things, but sometimes you have to have those hard conversations. But at the end of the day, your friend's got your back and you'll be able to listen to them. You have a question? Yeah. Am I going to be at the Super Bowl? I wish. I used to. I actually hosted a couple, but we can talk about that later. Next question for our students over here, Gabe and Gia. What do you think makes a good friendship, and how do you try to be a good friend to others? Gabe, you want to start?
I think a good friendship means like no lying to your friend, because if you lie to your friend, they may not have trust for you anymore.
That's a good
And
point.
I try to keep a good friendship by letting them know I'll always be there for them.
Thank you. That's awesome, Gabe. What about you, Gia?
To me, what makes a good friendship is when you build it with trust, you know how to communicate with one another, and you understand and have respect for each other. One way I try, well, some ways I try to be a good friend is I try to be supportive, be respectful, tell my friends what's right and what's wrong, and understand them.
Thank you. Those are great, great options. All right, next one we're going to pose to Alante and Lish. So whether you're playing in the NFL or working for the NFL, sometimes stuff can be kind of stressful, just like all of our daily lives, even if we're in school. So how have relationships, whether it be with friends, colleagues, coaches, or peers, helped you navigate through moments of stress?
And we're saying this during Super Bowl week.
Yeah,
for
there's
sure.
nothing happening. It's
Yeah.
super easy, laid back.
So I think for me, you know, being in this industry and having a chance to work with quite a bit of the guys on the team, sometimes, you know, I'm not only managing my own schedule, but managing things for them, managing things that may be projects for our department or our team. And what I've learned from the people who are in my circle is to have, number one, understanding, because you cannot dictate sometimes what somebody else's priority level is on their scheduling. So being able to be understanding of someone else's time, being understanding of the effort that it takes for them to achieve whatever it is on their checkoff list. Because I'm sure for some of you, you've got your homework, you've got your after-school activities, you've got you know, maybe sports or whatever else you're participating in. And my circle helps me to know that it's okay that everything does not have to be done all at once. Everything does not have to be done all on the same day. And for having individuals who can kind of, you know, help you navigate the individual projects that you may have. Maybe it's your team, maybe it's other people on your staff who are taking up some of those to-do lists, checking off some of those things off your to-do list to really get to the end of that goal. So for me, again, understanding, helping to prioritize what is most important first, and again, working with members of your team to help get that ultimate goal achieved.
Thanks so much. All right, Alante, what about you?
For me, it's building a team. I like what he said when he says trust, right? Being a player is a little different. My schedule is full. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of energy for me. And for me to, when I first got into the league, it was more about me trying to handle everything like I did in college, right? So I want to handle the tickets. I want to make sure my family has their flights. I want to make sure that, you know, everyone has their hotel or their Airbnb. And while doing that, it's taking time away from me studying film, right? It's taking time from me putting time in, getting massages and, you know, just taking care of my body. And so I had to find a team. And so I go from, it's a long list, but just to kind of keep it simple, I have like a manager, right? A financial advisor, a CPA, an assistant. I have a whole team of people that I now trust, and they've allowed me to, or I've trusted them so much that I can just tell them, can you handle this for me, or give it to them, and they go and do that for me. But it took trust for me to be able to say, hey, here's my account for my tickets. And if I tell you I need this amount of tickets, can you make sure that my family's here? And can you make sure my family's there? And so I had to make sure I had trust in them. And the only way that we did that, though, was by having conversations outside of football, right? Having conversations outside of what I want them or need them to do for me, right? So I sit down with everyone that's on my team, and, you know, we break bread as far as, where do you come from? Like, what makes you you? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? And that open communication has got to points where my assistant might be going through a lot at home, right? And so I might not want to put that on my assistant of what I have going on. So I'm willing to put that back on my plate for certain times. And so for me, just trusting those people and being able to allow them to take care of things for me takes a lot of stress off of me. but those are relationships that I know once I'm done playing in the league that I'll continue to have outside of the sport. And so they may no longer be my financial advisor or my manager or my assistant, but they'll be, long-term friends that, I can trust in forever.
I think you bring up a good point too, because yeah, we can applaud. Because it kind of is a two-way street in where you talk about that trust, but you also have respect for them too. And that's kind of when we talk about building healthy relationships and having friends, having that respect for that other person to know, hey, if you're overloaded, that's okay. I got you too. So that was awesome. All right, next question for our students. What are some examples of challenges that you guys may have faced, and who are some people that you can lean on in those situations? Gia, you can start.
Some challenges that we may all face is self-doubt. And some people who I can lean on in those situations are my mom and my sisters, because they always know how to, even when I'm feeling sad, they always know how to put a smile on my face. They, like I said, what my mom, she encourages me to do things. My sister, she talks to me, makes me feel better.
That's great. Thank you. Gabe, what you got?
I would like to agree with Gia about self-doubt, because sometimes you can doubt yourself, and I can lean on my mom and my brothers to make me feel better when I have doubt about something.
Yeah, it's so great to have great family members to lean on too. We can give Gabe some applause. Yeah. All right, next question is for Abigail and Tyler. I love this one. I grew up dancing. Do we have any dancers in this audience? Yeah. Yes. I grew up dancing, and much like, in a way, football, it can be kind of stressful because you have to perform, you have to practice, you have to do all those things to be able to go out onto the field on Sundays and give it your best, which again can be stressful. And sometimes you can doubt yourself too, to make sure, do I have the routine down? Just like with anything in life. So what are some examples of things that you guys have done maybe when you're feeling down or doubting yourself? And are there any positive affirmations that you may have or habits to make you feel more confident?
Well, I would definitely say I experience self-doubt quite often, especially when learning new routines or having a new performance. But I like to go to the bathroom and look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, you're enough. You've done enough to make it here and to be here. Obviously, my coaches and my teammates see something in me that they want to put on stage or in a routine. So if they trust me and they have that respect for me and what I do and my time, my effort, then I should have that same respect and kindness to myself. So
that's awesome. Abigail, before you start, I'm actually going to just kind of piggyback off of that, because sometimes I feel that same way too, especially when you have a new kind of job, or sometimes you're in a new role maybe, or maybe you guys got assigned to a, position on a team or something like that. And you might have that doubt, but to know like you're enough, you were chosen for that role is sometimes all you kind of need to just fall back on. Abigail.
Yeah, so I struggle with self-doubt. I struggle with anxiety. So there's a bunch of things that I do whenever I kind of start ruminating in that place of, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I can do it. A lot of it comes from self-confidence, and it's a lot easier said than done. It takes a lot of work to feel confident in yourself. A lot of it's practice. The more you practice, the more confident you're going to feel, but also just as a person. But in the moment, some things that I do a lot of breathing techniques. I'll take deep breaths before I go on the field, before that pregame performance. My best friend is my teammate, and we'll hold hands and we'll take deep breaths together, and we'll tell each other, you got it. I definitely believe in what you put out into the world is what you get back. This is silly, but every time I drove past the Superdome before trying out, I would look at it and I would say, I am on Saints cheer crew. And I said it for 2 years, and I'm here now. And it's what you put out into the universe is what you get back. So believe in yourself. I would say that's most important. And it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to lean on your friends and say, hey, can we breathe together? Can you tell me I got this? And you tell your friend they got it too, because a lot of it is your support system.
That is so true. I love that. All right, next question is for our students, but actually I'm going to kick it to Usama too. Do you have any positive affirmations that you use maybe, in your daily life, or maybe that someone out here can use too?
Absolutely. So I journal a lot.
That's good, yeah.
I started journaling, and that's a practical tool for you all if you would like to write or get things off your mind that you might not want to talk about, or you might not have someone that you feel comfortable with sharing with, you can always write it or type it, and that can be a reminder or even something that just can be uplifting. But that I am enough, I do belong, I am good enough, I am great, I am a king. I remind myself of those things. Alante is going through it now as a player, but when I played, sometimes I messed up. Sometimes I gave up a pass, or I gave up a touchdown. I missed the tackle. And afterward, the first thing that comes to your mind is something negative. Dang, man, I got to get better. How did I let this dude beat me? I know I'm better than that. And that's when the positive self-talk comes in. I got this. I can do this. Move on to the next play, you. And I start talking to myself in third person. I don't know if Alante does this, but it's like next play. And the same thing can go for you all when you're preparing. Like say it's a class, say it's an assignment, a test. Before you go into your test, say, I'm ready for this. I've studied. My teacher has prepared me. I've worked with my friend on this. I'm going to pass this test. I'm going to get this A. So whenever I go into a challenging situation, even now as an adult, before I take stage, I know I'm ready. I'm prepared, and I continue to talk to myself so that I'm ready. I don't like being on stage naturally, but the positive self-talk, it uplifts my confidence and decreases that self-doubt that G brought up.
That is so great. All right, Gabe, what do you have as far as positive affirmations go?
A positive affirmation I have is you can do anything you put your mind to. And I think of that because I if I try something new and I don't get it good the first time, I can keep going, and I know I'm gonna get it eventually if I keep working hard.
It's that next play mentality, right? Yeah. Gia, what about you?
A positive affirmation that I have is I'm capable, I'm resilient, and worthy of success.
Love that. So beautiful. Can I ask you what this is, by the way?
This means agreeing.
Okay.
Like when you agree.
Yeah, I like that because we've seen it a couple times. All right, last question to everyone on our panel. What is your final piece of advice for these students out here, or one thing that you just want them to remember? Alante, you or kick it to Lish. You can go down the line.
So one common thread that I feel like I've heard is talking about those people who are in your village. We've talked about the friends, the parents, the siblings, making sure that you are surrounding yourself with the individuals who are going to do nothing but uplift you, be real with you, those who you can trust, and first surround yourselves in that. But the same as you're looking for those supportive elements within those individuals, you have to remember you yourself have to give the same as what you would expect somebody else in return. So if you expect somebody to be honest with you, truthful with you, 100 with you, you got to be willing to give that as well. If you are expecting someone to support you, be that listening ear, you have to also be that listening ear. So kind of like the golden rule, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And it's as simple as that for me. But just know and remember that every relationship that you have is based upon trust. If I can't trust you, then we're not good. If I can't trust you, we can't communicate. Because if I'm telling you something, can I believe that what you're telling me is what I should believe? So that too, all of that builds into what that makeup is like for healthy relationships. Trust, treating others as you want to be treated. And I think for all of us, it is as simple as that. Because you're going to have some friends, like I said in the beginning, it's going to be a 100% friend, a 75% friend, a 50% friend, 25% friend. Who are you to each one of those individuals? And again, being able to recognize who those players are in your life, and that's going to shape also the communication that you have with them too. So I think that's it.
That was awesome.
My advice would be that it's okay to be different. It's probably my favorite thing to say when I talk to kids and football teams and things like that, is just knowing that it's okay to build healthy relationships. It's okay to maybe distance yourself from someone who may not be your best friend in the moment, and it's okay to like love them and care for them from afar and pray for them from afar. And maybe they just don't fit in your circle. You know, every year that you turn a new age, you're growing, right? Every second you're growing. Everything that you come across, you're finding some way to grow. And so sometimes you might grow out of relationships with people and friendships, right? And so just understand that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be nice. It's okay to be respectful. It's okay to not fit into the negativity or how people may view you, right? And so don't ever feel like because you're being nice and it's yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, you're opening doors and things like that. If somebody's clowning you for that, maybe they're not truly your friend. So you have to dig deep into that relationship and figure out, is this where I'm supposed to be? And then so I would just say it's okay to be different and wear your crown, right? Kings, queens, wear your crown and never let that thing tilt. And always walk everywhere with full confidence and know that you're supposed to be here, right? What she said, like, I'm supposed to be here. I belong here. And God put me here for a reason, and my family put me here. And everything that I've learned from being a kid till now, it prepared me for something in the future. So mine would just be different.
Love that.
I love that. My final takeaway would be that there's going to be ups and downs throughout your life. There are going to be ups and downs. It's going to be some tough times. It's going to be some great times. You're going to deal with loss. You're going to deal with failure. You're going to deal with defeat. You're going to win some games. You're going to lose some games. You're going to pass some tests. You're going to fail some tests. Hopefully you pass more than you fail.
More, yeah.
But honestly, I will say throughout all of those times, you're not alone. Know that you're not alone. You got a great group of individuals here within this school, and I'm sure you got some family members as well at home that you can trust in. So know that throughout this journey, whether you're on top of the world or you're feeling like, oh my goodness, I can't get through, know that you're not alone. And what I always end with is, it starts with you believing in yourself, but understand we believe in you.
Thank you for that.
This might be a little bit of a cliche, but this is genuinely what I want to instill in y'all is to believe in yourself. You are what you tell yourself, and you become your thoughts. And believing in yourself and believing that you can do it is so powerful. And I know it sounds silly, like, oh, believe in yourself, but truly, what you think is what you become. If you tell yourself that you can do it, then you can. And also believe in the people around you and believe in your support system. You chose these people for a reason. Believe that they can be there for you. And last, do not be afraid to ask for help. I ask for help every day. It's not a sign of weakness. Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's with a test or if you're struggling. It doesn't matter. Just don't be afraid to ask for help and believe in yourself and tell yourself positive things, because you are what you become. You are your thoughts.
Thanks, Abigail. And Tyler.
I would say for me, my takeaway would be that you are enough and you are worthy of putting your best foot forward and chasing after your dreams. So whatever that is, whether you want to be a dancer, whether you want to be a teacher, whether you want to be whatever it is, if you want to be an NFL player one day, like, you can do it. You can always do it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Do you guys want to share anything? Yeah.
My takeaway today is empowerment. And what I mean by empowerment is that you can do anything you put your mind to. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Have courage to do things.
Thank you so much. Gabe, close us out here.
My takeaway for today is be a good friend and know that your friends will always be here for you.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Can we give our panel a huge round of applause, everyone? Yeah. Oh, love it. You were not joking when I said huge. Thank you so much for our online friends who are watching. We hope you just take one thing away from this amazing panel that we had. One thing that you want to remember, the importance of healthy relationships and what healthy friends look like. To close us out, the NFL just wants to remind you all to be empowered, to be inspired, and put what you've learned into practice. So huge, huge, huge thank you to the NFL Foundation. Round of applause. To the New Orleans Saints. Yes. to EverFi for Character Playbook, for the program, and for being with us today. And then last but not least, Bricolage Academy, Principal Meehan Draper, for joining us, for having us out here at this beautiful school. Once again, to our amazing panelists, to our amazing students, give us up for these two right here who did an amazing job. Yeah. Love it. And then for our online friends, again, thank you so much for joining us today. We want to bring on your host for part 2, EverFi's own Jonathan Barnes. They will take it from here. Thanks again for hanging with us. And now I think it's time for our group photo. Oh.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us for this webinar today. My name is Jonathan Barnes. I'm based in Chicago. I am a huge Detroit Lions fan, which you can't see from the back of my head, but it's Lions colors. Wasn't it just such a great discussion, learning all about how we can stay strong, stay resilient, how to take care of yourself, how to support others? These are all really great themes that carry themselves on through some of our EverFi programs, which we're really grateful for the NFL for sponsoring. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen here so you all can see how to get jumped in to these EverFi programs. So here we go. All right, excellent. Now, let me come back. My screen is acting up here on me. So come back to this, do this. All right, can everyone see my screen? I don't know if everyone can see my screen right now. Right. Okay, so to get started on our EverFi programs, teachers, if you have never logged into EverFi before, you want to go to everfi.com/new teacher and get started by setting up your account by linking your school email and putting up a password, and that'll get you set up into our teacher dashboard. To do that, when you find your school, you start by entering in your country because we are in the United States and Canada and the United Kingdom. But we'll help you find your school. Basically, every school in the United States and Canada is in our system. You fill out your profile with your school email, let us know a little bit more about what you teach, and then you're in our library. So today, if you have not already done so, we want to get you set up with our program called Understanding Mental Wellness. So the best way to do that is in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you will see a button that says Explore Courses. When you click that, we have almost 40 programs on a wide variety of topics today. So you can actually narrow those programs down and filter them down by the grade level you want programs for, the content area you want to search for, and the language you need it available in. So to find Understanding Mental Wellness, there's 2 ways to do it. One is you can scroll through the Explore Courses tab to find it. Everything is in alphabetical order. So Understanding Mental Wellness the end at the bottom of the sheet, or you can use the filtering feature, narrow it down to programs for 9th grade, because this is designed 8th grade all the way through 12th grade. And then the topic would be health and wellness. And after you do that, you should be able to see Understanding Mental Wellness as one of those options. So again, it's going to be in alphabetical order. Then you click on details, and that details screen will tell you more about the program. It'll tell you all about what it covers. You'll see the standards guide, you'll see curriculum guides, you'll see additional supplemental lesson plans, all kinds of good stuff. But once you're ready, all you need to do to get it set up for students is click Add to Class. That'll bring you to a screen where you can name your class, whatever you like. You select your start date, your class size, the grade level. Then you click Create Class, and you're all set and ready to go. If you're interested in doing more programs than Understanding Mental Wellness, and I would highly recommend checking out Character Playbook, because that's the other program the NFL is sponsoring with us today. You can add those courses by clicking the Add Courses button. It's going to allow you to kind of bundle things together. So next thing, I want everyone to hop in and explore our Understanding Mental Wellness programs. Once you've got that set up for your students, you'll want to log in and check out Understanding Mental Wellness. So students, this is how you get started. So if your school is connected to EverFi, Clever, or ClassLink, all you'll need to do is log into Clever or ClassLink with your school ID and password and find the EverFi app. It looks a little bit like this. I saw it earlier this week. It actually might have changed into a white and blue logo, but just look for EverFi. It's usually in alphabetical order, or it could be close to the bottom of your screen. So click it, search for it, you'll find it. But once you click on the EverFi app, you will then see the programs that have been set up for you. So you'll see Understanding Mental Wellness there. You just need to click Start on that, and it'll get you rolling. So please use the chat if you have any questions. Now, if your district is not connected to us through your single sign-on platform, teachers, when you create a class, it'll give you an 8-digit alphanumeric code. You'll want to give that code to your students. You can write it on the board. You can share it in your Google Classroom, but it's always going to be saved for you, so you never have to worry about forgetting it. But you give students that code. Students will go to everfi.com/student. The first thing they'll get asked is, what is your code? So they will put in that 8-digit code, and then students will create a profile with their first name, their last initial, and then they create a username and a password. So students, I know most of you are probably pretty good at creating usernames and passwords, so do the best you can. You need to have some pretty with those passwords right now. It needs to be at least 8 characters with a letter and a number and a symbol, and it can't contain your name, your username, or a word like password. So got to be a little tricky with those passwords these days. But students, once you get that account set up, you'll then be put in the student dashboard where you will then see the Understanding Mental Wellness program. It should be ready to go for you there. All right, so go ahead, get started. I know my colleague Erica is dropping in links to quick start guides and help you all get started. And that we are here to help you out now. So feel free to drop into chat, teachers, if you have any questions, if you have any needs. Beyond today, though, we have built-in support for all of our EverFi programs. So teachers, on the educator dashboard, you can see it on the screen here. There are 3 ways that you can actually get in touch with us. Our support team email is going to be in the support tab at the top there. It's K12support@everfi.com. We have the contact us, which is a chat support built in to our program by real people, not AI. And then we have a resource center, which links to videos and articles and guided walkthroughs on how to get things set up and ready to go for your students. And as I mentioned, on our EverFi dashboard, you have access to almost 40 programs, pre-K all the way through 12th grade. You have access to everything. So please explore, click around, check it out. We have financial education programs, character education programs, middle school STEM programs, high school history, workforce readiness, more health and wellness programs. We even have an early childhood program all about helping students learn how to read. So lots of really good stuff there. All right, so we're going to hang around. If you have any questions or need any support in getting started with your EverFi programs, we're going to hang out here to help you all out. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us for our webinar today. So again, I dropped our email address into the chat. If you need any support for any of your EverFi programs, please email us at k12support@everfi.com. So have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend. Hopefully we have a good game, some fun commercials, and some great snacks. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good one.